Hey guys, tonight I want to take you somewhere strange, somewhere the sagas barely whisper about, because the Vikings themselves were too embarrassed to write it down. You know the Vikings, towering, fearless, unstoppable. Storm-born warriors who sailed into battle like they were late for work. The people who treated danger like a polite suggestion. But here's the part nobody tells you. There were three peoples on this earth who didn't just stop the Vikings. They scared them. And not with armies, not with walls, not with empires. They scared them with silence, with snow, with shadows, and in one case by being even better Vikings than the Vikings. These weren't normal defeats. These were the kinds of defeats that change how a society thinks. The kinds they don't brag about later. The kinds that make very loud, very confident men suddenly clear their throats and change the subject. These moments didn't just break battles. They broke the Viking worldview. So violently, in fact, that Icelandic scribes quietly skipped past entire encounters, like someone tearing out the most embarrassing chapter of their diary. And before you drift off completely, kindly drop your city in the comments so I know where you're falling asleep from tonight. If you'd like to wander into more forgotten corners of history with me, just tap that little subscribe button that lets you come back for the new journeys. Tonight, we're going straight into those missing pages. We'll start in the Scottish Highlands, where warriors painted blue disappeared between heartbeats, and Norsemen who feared nothing suddenly feared everything. Now, follow me back into the year 842 AD, to the edge of the world as the Vikings understood it, where our journey begins with a people the Norse could barely describe, not because they didn't see them, but because they almost never managed to see them twice. Imagine the Scottish Highlands, not the cute postcard version with wool shops and tour buses. I mean the real one, a gray, endless sprawl of hills and cliffs, wet enough to ruin your shoes just by thinking about it, where every gust of wind sounds like it's carrying a warning. Into this wanders Magnus Bloodaxe, one of those Viking leaders with a name that sounds like a metal band your dad listens to in the garage. He strides in with confidence. He brings men who believe with their whole chest that nothing on this earth can truly scare them. He is about to be proven wrong by people who knew exactly how to fight giants because they spent centuries practicing on an environment that wanted them dead every day. The first wrong note comes quickly. Silence. Vikings expect chaos before battle. Shouting, taunting, banging shields like toddlers demanding snacks. That comforting noise of, "Hey, guys, we're about to hit each other. Get ready." Instead, nothing. Magnus and his men move through a quiet so total, it feels like a physical presence, like the land itself is holding its breath. Then at dusk, a sentry goes missing. No noise, no scream, no blood. Just gone. In his place, his helmet, set carefully on a flat rock, which is not the kind of thing helmets normally do on their own. At first, they think, okay, maybe he wandered off. Maybe he's relieving himself. Maybe he fell into a hole. But then another vanishes, and another, and the pattern becomes too perfect to ignore. Someone is taking them, not killing them loudly, not charging in with axes like normal opponents, but removing them like pieces from a board game. The next day, the Vikings finally glimpse their hunters. The Picts, not quite seen, not quite unseen. just human shapes painted blue from head to toe, melting into the stone and sky so well, you'd swear your eyes were glitching. The Picts fought like the land itself had trained them, hit-and-run attacks, vanishing into cracks in the terrain, waiting for the Vikings to relax before striking again. They never approached from the same angle twice. They didn't fight duels. They didn't roar. They didn't explain themselves. They simply appeared, did exactly what they needed to do, and were gone before the Vikings could even shout. Psychological warfare wasn't a tactic, it was their native language. But the worst moment comes in a grove. A quiet clearing, ancient trees, a strange hush. And everywhere, Viking weapons, spears, axes, shields, some decades old, some centuries old, trophies, a silent message carved into the scene. We have been defeating your kind for generations. You just never lived long enough to report it. That's when Magnus Bloodaxe understands. The Picts didn't want a battle. They wanted the Vikings to understand the truth. This land does not want you, and neither do we. Magnus retreats. No glorious last stand, no heroic tale, just survival and the quiet acceptance that even the fiercest warriors can be humbled by shadows in the wild. And if you're still awake with me, tap that like button. It helps this story drift its way to more night owls settling into their pillows. Now breathe deeper, because the next part of our journey leads somewhere colder. Much colder. The Sámi, the ice hunters who turned winter into a weapon, travel with me now to 867 AD, a time when the northern forests looked less like a place you might hike through, and more like a place you'd get lost in, cry a little, and then promise yourself never to go outside in winter again. Eric the Red-Handed, a Viking leader with a name that suggests he never learned to color inside the lines, decides to raid far into Sámi territory. Now, the Sámi are not warriors in the Viking sense. They don't build big armies. They don't yell. They don't carry giant axes. They do something far more dangerous. They make winter their home. No other people on Earth move through snow like them. They even had actual skis long before the Vikings ever saw one. Imagine sprinting across a frozen forest on sleek wooden runners, while your enemies trudge behind you like toddlers in oversized boots. The campaign begins like a bad omen. A snowstorm follows the Vikings for days. Wind wipes out their tracks overnight. Trees seem to shift positions. The landscape is so repetitive, you'd swear someone copy-pasted the entire forest. At night, the same pattern emerges. Men disappear, but unlike Scotland, some bodies are found, and they're cold, too cold. No wounds, no violence, just frozen. It hits the Vikings slowly. The Sámi didn't bother killing them by hand. They simply led them deeper into weather that could finish the job without wasting arrows. The Sámi moved like ghosts, fast, silent, effortless. Vikings reported hearing skis slicing through snow, but seeing nothing, as if the forest itself had learned to glide. Then a blizzard arrives, a real one, the kind where the horizon vanishes and even your own breath seems to freeze midair. The Sámi use it like a curtain. Shapes move through the whiteout, not attacking, just reminding the Vikings that they are profoundly out of their depth. Eric the Red-Handed finally retreats. No glory, no treasure, just the understanding that you cannot conquer winter. The Sámi simply chose to let winter fight for them. Take a slow breath. Let it warm the inside of your chest, because the final chapter of our journey is colder in a different way. Not icy, not misty, but disciplined, sharper, calculated. The Vikings can laugh at ghosts. They can endure cold, but nothing prepared them for a mirror image of themselves, one that removed all the chaos and kept only the efficiency. The Jomsvikings, the scariest Vikings. To the Vikings, legend tells of a fortress, Jomsborg, a place so secretive, some people claim it never existed. Inside lived the Jomsvikings, a brotherhood of elite warriors who stripped away everything the Vikings loved: the drinking, the boasting, the wildness, the personal glory, even the worship of the old gods. They replaced all of that with pure discipline, total loyalty, no emotions, no room for individuality, no room for hesitation. They trained together so intensely that in battle they moved like water, fluid, unified, and unstoppable. Enter Thorvald Skull-Splitter, a Viking warlord with a name that leaves little to the imagination. He charges into battle, expecting chaos, the normal Viking brawl. Instead, he meets silence, rows of Jomsvikings standing perfectly still. No taunts, no threats, just calm readiness. The fight begins. Thorvald swings first, but the Jomsvikings respond as one, as if their minds were connected. Every Viking attack is countered with eerie anticipation. They don't duel. They don't show off. They eliminate threats with terrifying speed and no wasted motion. It's like fighting a single giant made of many bodies. And then the Jomsvikings do the creepiest thing of all. They let survivors flee on purpose, because they want the story to spread, the story that somewhere out there exists a version of the Viking ideal that the Norse themselves couldn't defeat. It works. Fear spreads faster than longships can sail. For the first time, the Vikings come face to face with the idea that chaos isn't strength, discipline is. That courage isn't charging in, it's being calm enough not to need rage at all. This realization does something profound to Norse culture. It changes them. Bit by bit, the Vikings evolve, taking lessons from their defeats, adapting strategy, understanding psychology, embracing a new kind of strength, built on survival, not spectacle. Now that the stories have settled, let your breathing soften. Let your thoughts drift like long ships on a quiet midnight sea, because the truth behind all these encounters is surprisingly peaceful. The Picts showed the Vikings that the world is full of people who don't roar before striking. Some just wait until you're not looking. The Sámi showed them that nature doesn't care about reputation, only readiness. And the Jomsvikings taught them that the most powerful warrior isn't the loudest, or the wildest, or the angriest, but the one who can master himself. These were defeats, yes, but they planted seeds of humility, wisdom, and curiosity that shaped the later Norse world. And maybe that's why these stories, quiet as they are, still matter, because every legend needs to learn it is human before it becomes timeless. So as your eyes grow heavy, let the old world fade around you. Let mist roll in from forgotten hills. Let snow fall softly over ancient forests. Let stone walls and silent fortresses blur into memory. All journeys end somewhere calm, usually right where you are now. Good night, traveler. Sleep deeply, sleep warmly, and may the longships sail softly through your dreams tonight.